Imagine stepping onto a plane, 2-day cramped seats, stale peanuts, and the guy in front reclining into your knees before takeoff. Now imagine the same flight in 1965. You're in a tailored suit, sipping a martini, about to be served filet mignon on fine china while a pianist plays jazz just a few rows away. This wasn't first class. This was normal air travel back in the golden age of flying. A time when boarding a plane felt less like a cattle call and more like walking into a 5-star hotel. 30,000 feet above the ground. Back then, legroom wasn't a luxury, it was standard. Airlines didn't pack passengers in like sardines. Seat pitch averaged 36 to 40 inches, compared to the 28 inches you're lucky to get today. Seats were wider, cabins were quieter, and you could actually stretch out without a fight. It wasn't just about comfort, it was about respect. Travelers were treated like guests, not revenue per seat mile. And that mindset shaped every part of the journey. Dinner wasn't a sad plastic tray with lukewarm chicken. It was a multi-course event. Think carved roast beef, lobster tails, and fresh salads prepared by top chefs. Served on real china with silverware that didn't bend. Olympic Airways even rolled out gold-plated cutlery in first class. This wasn't just eating, it was dining. And the experience was designed to make you feel like you were part of something exclusive, something elegant. And speaking of elegance, everyone dressed for the occasion. Men wore suits and ties. Women arrived in gloves, hats, and heels. Flight attendants weren't just staff, they were style icons, wearing uniforms designed by fashion legends like Christian Dior and Coco Chanel. Some airlines even hosted fashion shows right in the cabin aisles, turning the plane into a runway. Flying wasn't just travel, it was a spectacle. Then there was the entertainment. Not a tiny screen on the back of a seat, but live music. On some 747s, the upper deck housed a full cocktail lounge with a real piano. American Airlines even had a piano bar in economy class. Passengers gathered, sipped drinks, and sang along as a live pianist played everything from show tunes to pop hits. It was less like a flight, more like a party with a view. When it came time to land, you didn't wait for a jet bridge. You walked down air stairs, straight onto the tarmac, feeling the wind and smelling the fuel. It was raw, real, and strangely romantic. And those air stairs weren't just nostalgic, they played a key role in one of aviation's greatest mysteries. In 1971, D.B. Cooper hijacked a Boeing 727, demanded ransom, and parachuted out the back using those very stairs, vanishing into the night. To this day, he's never been found. But that wasn't the only marvel of aircraft design. The Boeing 747 wasn't just big, was revolutionary. It had 2 full decks, connected by a spiral staircase that looked like it belonged in a Parisian loft, not a commercial jet. The upper lounge became a symbol of sky-high luxury. And the plane's design didn't just influence aviation, it inspired architecture. The TWA terminal at JFK, shaped like a soaring bird, was a temple to flight. Built before most travelers had even seen a 747. Behind the scenes, planes had a third crew member you've probably never heard of. The flight engineer. They didn't fly the plane, but they kept it alive, monitoring engines, fuel, and electrical systems from a dedicated panel. On long-haul flights, their role was critical. But by 2009, automation made them obsolete. Northwest Airlines retired the last U.S. passenger plane that still required one. A quiet end to a once essential job. And if you wanted to share your journey with someone back home, you didn't send a text, you wrote a postcard. Airlines provided special in-flight cards, stamped and mailed after landing. Imagine getting a message postmarked from 30,000 feet. Today, those cards are rare collector items, tiny relics of a time when flying felt magical enough to write home about. Because back then, getting on a plane was shockingly easy. No ID checks, no security lines, no taking off your shoes. You showed up, handed over your ticket, and walked right on. Airlines feared metal detectors would scare passengers or feel invasive. Between 1961 and 1972, over 150 planes were hijacked in U.S. airspace, many by people who just walked on with a note. New Orleans International installed the first metal detectors in 1970, marking the slow death of the carefree boarding era. And yes, people smoked, right in their seats. Entire sections of planes were designated for smoking, filled with ashtrays and cigarette girls handing out free packs. The air was hazy, the smell constant. Flight attendants served cigarettes like they were snacks. It wasn't until 2000 that the last U.S. flight allowed smoking. That's how recent this all was. Today, we trade comfort for cost, luxury for efficiency. But the golden age proves it didn't have to be this way. So here's the real question. With all our technology and wealth, why does flying feel worse than ever? Could we bring back the magic, or has the sky lost its glamour for good? Let us know what you think. And if you dreamed of flying in that air, don't just wish for it. Share this video and keep the memory of real air travel alive.